Yeah, we're not racing this week. Jake's getting married next week, so he doesn't want to race this week. He's afraid of getting injured, like literally 5 or 6 days before his wedding. I did tell him he could go to... You can still get married in a plaster cast or on crutches. I wasn't joking, but he wasn't very happy when I said that. So we're not doing Kings Lane, and then he get married the following weekend, so we're not doing Scotland either, and then I think it's Bradford the week after that, so we're back racing in a couple of weeks. So good luck with the wedding to Jake and Laura. Right, I've just watched Paul Irons and Jonathan Abbott's BSCDA interview on this year's shootout, and they're announcing a new track. I don't know anything about it, nothing at all, so I can't give you any news on that. But I'll tell you for one thing, it's definitely not Coventry, so don't get your hopes up. We all get our hopes up, but it's definitely not Coventry. Coventry's going to be 50-50 in my opinion. It could go either way. You know, people keep saying, oh, it's never going to happen. It could happen. It's still standing. While it's still standing, we're going to keep fighting. But it ain't going to be this year, I promise you. I've heard a couple of people say, oh, we could have, you know, the Sheffield round that was going to be at Sheffield. We could have that at Coventry. No, it's months away. If a deal was to happen tomorrow, it's going to be a long road, isn't it? It's a long road initially, anyway. It's been 10 years now. I've been on the committee 10 years now. It was 2015 we started this, before the stadium closed. We knew it was being sold, and been a long road, and we're still fighting. But this week's been exciting. Been really good news this week. Been really good news. We've had we've got a committee. This committee's been together for 10 years now, led by Jeff Davis. Jeff is the leading force behind this committee. Jeff's been fantastic. We've managed to put a consortium together. It's took us a long time to put this together, but we've managed to put it together. And the press, I haven't been able to say anything because it's not for me to say it. I've been told not to say anything, so I haven't done. But this week there's been a press release. So if you've seen the press release, you'll know who it is. And but it's been fantastic. The people that are behind the consortium are just fantastic. We couldn't have put together 5 better people than what we've got on this year. It's just unbelievable. So let's just hope for the effort we've put in to get this consortium together, we can get it off the ground, because this has been fun. Like I say, this has been released this week, so I can say it now. I wanted to say this on my blog previously, but I wasn't allowed to. Warren Hunt has been involved from day one. We know Warren's turnover of his business, and we know his enthusiasm with his lads racing stock cars, himself and his lads. So we all know what Warren Hunter can bring to the group. And of course, the 2 new blokes, Graham Robson and Russell Andrew. You know, they run your stocks, and they run Bradford and Sheffield, or was running Sheffield, and they're just fantastic supporters and fantastic promoters. And they're both our lads are racing, both lads are doing well. They're full of enthusiasm. So for Graham and Russell to be involved is just fantastic. Obviously they're promoters as well, so they can bring dates to Coventry if it can ever get off the ground. That, you know, you couldn't do it without promoters. You need somebody. There's only 5 promoters anyway now. Yeah, you need one of them promoters to be involved to be able to bring it and get it off the ground. It's no point with someone buying it without having some dates, is it, for Coventry? Lyndon Bushby is the other guy. He tried to buy Birmingham Wheels. And Birmingham City have bought it for mega millions, you know. He sold his business, he's semi-retired, and he was interested in buying Birmingham Wheels. So he's a major player too, a big enthusiastic businessman. And John Wally is the managing director. He owns Nationwide Windows. Big stock car fan. I know he's a fan of mine. Hello, John. He watches my vlogs as well. So I've been to his offices as well. You know, he's got the most fantastic business and offices. Big turnover. So big stock car fan. So John Waller's going to bring a lot to the stadium. He said he'll replace all the doors and windows. You know, and when I first heard that, I thought, that's a lot. That's a big offer that is. And when I've been to see his business, he's got a big business. So yeah, he's certainly interested. Next thing, of course, we've got to try and put a valuation together to try and make an offer to the Brandon Estates, if they will communicate with us, to try and then get Rugby Board Council to make a compulsory purchase order. So that's where we're at. It's been a long road, but things are still moving forward. It might seem like it's not, but it is. It's still standing. While it's still standing, we're still fighting. We've got to put an email in by May the 19th if you want to object to the situation we're in, and you want to support the stadium for Speedway and Stock Car. Well, Speedway, by the way, Speedway promoter will be Matt Ford. He's the most successful Speedway promoter at the moment. He's from Poole. Local plan at rugby.co.uk with preferred option consultation on the email. So please get that in as well, because we're getting towards the end of that. The more people that put it in will show Mr. Moran that there is still support for the stadium to come back. So we're still trying. That's the latest news. That's all I can give you right at this very moment. Get your emails in. Also, today is the last day that we can put our support in to Mr. Michael Moran, to show our support that we want to try and save the stadium. He needs to know that people are still interested in trying to save the stadium, for him to continue his support. There you go, it's on the screen there now. That's the email address, and you can put preferred option on it and the subject line, and you must include your name and address. It's got to be today. Today's the last day. If you want to try and help us put our support in, then just whack an email in today, and tomorrow is the close of the applications. Thank you. Stagger. When I first started stock cars, I didn't even know what the word stagger was. What it means is one wheel is bigger than the other, because it's a locked rear axle on a stock car, and if both wheels were the same size, you just wouldn't be able to turn when you get to the corner. The car would just go straight on, which is what they call understeer. So the car just goes straight on and you can't turn around the corner. So we put a bigger right tyre on the outside than we do on the inside to help us get around the corner. On tarmac, it's crucial, absolutely crucial to get the right stagger. I remember Mark Gilbank saying to me when I first started, because Mark helped me, he said getting the right stagger is more important than getting the right tyres. But on shale, it's not quite so important on shale. The shale car is in the small workshop because I washed it and put it away. We're on tarmac this weekend. We don't even measure the stagger on shale anymore. It's not really relevant. I'll show you the wheels and tyres we're using on both cars and show you why. On shale, we're running a rally tyre on the inside, and the rally tyre measures about 79 inches, and American Racer measures about 85 inches. So it's giving you 6 inches of stagger without doing anything. That might be slightly smaller, that might be slightly smaller, that might be slightly bigger, and so on. So it might give you 4, 5, 6 inches stagger. It doesn't really make that much difference on shale. Getting the driving right is more important on shale, and getting good tyres, getting the right tyres for the right conditions is more important on shale. Tarmac again, different matter. Tarmac, we have to run this tyre on the inside. So this tyre is the tyre that we nicknamed the Venray tyre, because they were using this in Venray in Holland before we got it in England. So it's a bit of a pain, because that tyre measures 82 inches or thereabouts. So when you're measuring that there at 86 inches, which is the same tyre we use on tarmac and shale, it gives you 4 inches of stagger. Not really enough. We want to be using 4, 5, 6 inches of stagger to get around the corners. So it's not really quite enough. So we're trying to find our smallest American Racer Venray tyres and our biggest outside tyres to give us our stagger. And it's a bit of a problem. The year before, or previous years, we were running this rally tyre on the inside. Rally tyre, 79 inches. That outside there being 86, 85, 86, gives you, 5, 6, 7 inches of stagger, which is what you need to get around the corners. So too much stagger and you rip up the inside tyre, and too little stagger and you can't get around the corner. So that is why stagger is so important. This car's ready for the weekend. Jake's done his stagger. He'll kill me if I tell you what it is, so I won't. But he's gone through all his tyres to get his right stagger, and spare tyres as well, of course, because we need spare wheels and tyres. And I'll show you how we measure the stagger. So when I say these tyres are like 84, 85, 86, that's the circumference of the tyre. So that is right around the middle of the tyre. And you'll see something, this is just normal measuring tape. Some people use a tape like they use for tailoring, because they're soft and they're more accurate. Absolutely perfect. So if you measure all the way around the tyre like that, that's going to give you your circumference of the tyre. I can't even see what it is because I haven't got my glasses on. So that's how you measure a tyre accurately, and you'll see some guys use a measuring tape, like a soft tailor tape. And most people you'll see is use a stagger gauge like this. The stagger gauge is going to measure the radius of the tyre, but it's converting the circumference of the tyre. So that there Put that on there like that. That measurement there. Again, I can't see what it says because I've got my glasses on. But that tells you, it converts the radius to the circumference really. So that's what we're using mainly to measure the stagger. Of course, with this, what we call the Venray tyre being 82, 81, 82-ish, where we're struggling to get staggered, that's why you'll often see people let the air out of this tyre. Because when it gets hot, when it's been raced, it expands a little bit and you don't want it to expand. So if you leave it full of air, it's going to expand and make the situation worse for your stagger. So people often put a towel over it or cover it in the shade, or let the air out. That's why you often see this corner of the car on the jack with the air out of this tyre. There you go, you know now.